Welcome back to GMT's Apocalypse Road playthrough, part 4. When we left last time, we have pocket racing out in front with 2 points, Extreme Hazard and Deadbeats tied for second, both with 1 point. The rest of the teams have yet to score any points. We have quite a few cars with 5 damage, and the cars are approaching the final long turn toward the starting line, so we may get some points this turn. So we're going to start with Big Damn Heroes. This is their third car. Everybody, all the teams have had 2 cars move. Big Damn Heroes is the first one to have their third car move. They're going to move the car that's in the lead. I determined whether it's the lead or the trailing car because before the game started, I rolled up some random traits for all the teams. Big Damn Heroes wants to move their lead car, which is the 08 car right here. These are actually the lead cars right now. This car right here has yet to move, and these have yet to move too far. So the lead car pack, which is right here. 08 is the Big Damn Hero car, which is going to move right now. DAP is part of that team, but it has already moved. You can tell because it's got the gray border. That when we move a car, we flip it. This one has the lighter color, so it is the one that's going to move at this time. Before they move, they have an opportunity to fire. 08 has a front targeting. It's a front targeting missile launcher, and which means they can actually, they have a choice. They can go after AS2 or 2. They're at +1, so it's a sure hit on AS2. AS2 has 1 damage, car 2 has no damage. So they will go ahead, it's a surefire on both of them, but they'll go ahead and fire at AS2. AS2 being the team that's in the lead, a little more incentive to try to knock them out. With a +1 and a defensive 1, they can't miss, and so their missile launcher is going to be a hit, and it hits for 4 points. So AS2 takes 4 points, brings it up to 5. Yet another car with 5 damage. This is the only damaged car for Pocket Racing at this time, although they have lost 1 car. Last turn, car 58 took out a car, then the very next player knocked it out also. All right, so that was the missile launcher. Now we're going to see what card they want to play. They don't like to use events, so this one here is the next one, ram. They don't like to ram either. So this is a choice of 2 evils here. Do we want to ram? I think they'll use the event. Go ahead and move. That's another ram, so we're not going to do that one either. We'll go with the, let's go ahead and go in pursuit. There's only 6 cars ahead of them, so they'll push all those 6 cars, 5 of the 5 cars ahead of them, with 4, and their base is 5. So that's going to be a total of 9, but they do have to roll an event. The way you can see that their base is 5, you look at the player's card, 5 plus 4 is 9. So let's move them 9. 1 second. Hello? Sorry about that. I'm back again. The 08 car was about to move. Let's see, they're going to move 4 plus their base of 5. They're about to move 9, but they're going to have an event when they're finished. So, let's see, they have a choice here. They could push these cars here, which they're going to do. They're going to move the inside track because that will move their other car right along. So let's go ahead and move 1. Then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And all the other cars will fall right in line behind them. Let's see what I'm doing here. All these cars are moving right along behind. Because pursuit movement, as soon as you make your first move forward, you stay in that particular lane, but all the cars in front are pushed along. So 08 has fired, they have moved, their turn is done. Now remember, this car is still in its first lap. It hadn't even moved yet. It's about to though, soon. So that's Big Damn Hero's turn. Oh, got the event. Because their card had the star, it's an event, movement event. And the movement event is the active car takes 3 damage. They've blown an engine. All right, so we'll put 3 damage on car 08. That's their first 3 points. So there we go. Move on to the next car, and that is the Velas Rangers. Velas Rangers. Now they like to move their trailing car. So the trailing car right now is going to be it's actually the one that's in the chute. It's car number 37, has not moved. It replaced a car that had not moved. So it's going to come out of the chute. They like to avoid events. So let's see if they have any good cars that avoid. Okay, that's an event card. These are all the same. Diagonal ram. Let's see, that car 37 has a base move of 5, so they're going to get to move 7. Let's see. Don't think they're going to ram at this time. So they'll just do the pursuit movement 2, and their base of 5 is going to be 7. So the way that works, when you're in the chute, it takes 1 to come out. So we're going to come out the front here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was a pursuit movement, but no one was in front of him. Let's see if he has any. He's got auto cannon turret. Oh, a turret means he can fire any direction. So let's see. He could go after Kid. Kid has no damage yet. That's the only one he can go after, because he can only fire at cars that are adjacent. So he'll go after Kid. Auto cannon turret with no bonus. Kid has a defense of 3, so that's going to be a tough shot. And let's see, he gets a 2. Since he did not get the +1 targeting bonus, that is a miss. So 37 has completed their turn. We flipped their car. Moving on to the next team is the Archmage Engines, the light blue. They like to move the car that's in the lead. So that car's moved. I think 85 might be the next one. 85. 85 car, which is right here. 85 car, driven by Tricky Dick, has a machine gun in front. So they can shoot 75W with a defense of 2. And Tricky Dick with a +1. So just a 1 or better will be a hit. Wait a minute, did I forget something last time? No, I didn't. It's a 3, so that's a hit. 85 with a machine gun is a spray. So there's only one car directly ahead of, or to the diagonal of, to the diagonal of 85. So 1 point to 75W. That is the first point for 75W. That's 1 point. Now let's see what movement they like. They like to kind of stay away. They don't like events. They could, let's see, ramming. I don't want to do the ram. Let's do the 2 plus their movement. 85's base movement is 6. So we're going to move 85, 8. And it's solo movement, so they can push and weave in and out if they want to. MN1 is their teammate. So if they push these cars along, they could actually move MN1 along also. So let's do that. So we're going to move 8 altogether. So let's just go ahead and move 1 right now. All these people just move 1. It's not a line, so these don't get to move. And then we'll push the rest of these cars, the rest of the 8. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll move all these cars around behind the car 67. These are actually the leaders, not counting this one who hasn't moved yet. So we'll push them around, pull them around. Number 2 car comes around. It puts 85 in the jump area, which is a slightly risky area to be, because sometimes the events will cause damage in that area. But there was no event. They chose to avoid events. Let's flip 85 over. And that ends their turn. Moving on to Gelato Division. The Gelato likes to move the trailing cars also. The trailing cars would be, let's see which one it'd be. That'd be number 71. 71 is back over here. This is the 71 car. 71 who has a machine gun in the rear. So they can take a shot at 41. 41's defense is 1. So as long as they get at least a 1. Oh, they got a 0. Tough break. That's a miss. So now it's time for them to move. They like to avoid events. So let's see here. We got a 2 and a 1. Well, they kind of both would have the same effect. So we'll take the 2. 71's base is 8. So we're going to move 10. It's a 10 in lead movement. So 71 is right here. So these 2 cars will be pulled along with whatever he does. He can weave in and out. It's like solo movement, but those 2 cars follow along. So 2 plus his 8 is a 10. So let's let him take off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these 2 cars follow him along. Okay, he fired early, he missed, so his turn is done. He's right there. Moving on to Hazleton. Hazleton Mountaineers. They like to move the trailing car also. There's, let's see which car. That would be, that was, the trailing car here is going to be, let's see, X6X. There's the, so 7's moved, 2's already, 2 hasn't moved yet. Looks like the X6X is the car that's going to move. And it has a machine gun in the rear, so that's aiming right at 55 with a defense of 1. So all they need is a 1 to hit that 55 car with the machine gun. They did it. And that top one here, 1 point to 55. But that was 55's last damage point. So we will remove the damage from 55. 55 has been eliminated. We'll take 55 from the track, put them over there. Take the next available car. 55 has moved, as you can see, it's gray. So we'll take the next car, put him in the chute, but we'll turn him over to show that he's already moved. Now that was X6X, which did that. So that scored a point for the Hazelton. So we'll take one of their chits and move it down here. That's their first point. Now they get to move. They like to ram. Let's see, do they have any more ramming cards? No ram cards. They don't mind taking risks. So these are the same. So they'll do the 4. Plus the 8 base. So they're going to move 12, and it's lead movement. Now, there's nobody behind X6X, so he's just going to move 12. And he likes to, although he likes to ram, he also likes to end up away from other cars. He likes to avoid the pack. So let's move him 12. We're going to go 1. Maybe we'll go ahead and void 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's fine. And he already moved, already shot. That's it. There is an event. The event is open road. If the active car is alone in a sector, it may move forward as many sectors as necessary to become linked with the road, the next car in front. All right. So it's in the sector alone, so he can move 2, becomes linked. A little extra bonus there. Good turn for Hamilton. Moves us on to pocket racing. Pocket racing likes to move the lead car. We're going to move 22. 22. Let's see what 22 has. He's got a front launcher, missile launcher in the front. So 22 can take a shot at 67. 67 with a defense of 1. It's going to be pretty. And 22 also has a +1, so they can't miss. So the missile launcher is going to be a hit, and it is a hit for just the 1 point. The missile launcher hits for 1 point. So added damage. This is the 22 car hitting the 67 car for 1 point. Brings 67 up to 2 damage. Now 22 car gets to move. They like to use the longest. They don't mind. They don't mind if there's any event, so they're going to go 6. 6 plus 5 base, so an 11, and it's solo movement. And they like to join the line here. So solo movement, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they like to join the line. So what they're going to do, he's going to push over. It costs 2 points to push over, but he's going to push over right there. So now he has moved. 22 moved up the outside and pushed 666 out with his final 2 points of his move. These cars have yet to lap, so these, when they cross the line, it's not counting as a victory point right now. And that was a movement with an event. The event is suspension failure. The active car takes 1 damage. If he's in the rough or jump, takes additional. He's not in the rough. So the 22 car takes a point of damage. That is their first point. So it's not a problem. Pocket Racing is the team that's out in front. Let's go on to Extreme Hazard. That's the yellow cars. They like to move the lead car. The lead car would be HMX. HMX has a autocannon turret, so they can hit any car in their area. So they can do after the 22. 22 has 1 damage, but they are in first place. 666 has no damage. HMX has no damage. So HMX is the one that's firing. The 143 has 1 damage. So HMX is going to go ahead and fire at the 22 car. HMX is using an autocannon. 22 has a defense of 2. So he needs a 2 or better, and he gets a 0. Well, that is a miss. So let's find the card they'd like to select. They want to use the longest move. They don't care if it's event or not. So that's the longest. It's going to be 3. It's going to be Pursuit. 3 plus the base of 5. HMX is going to get to go 8. Now he can either push the 22 car or he can move over 1 and push the 666 car. But if he moves over, that means he loses 1 spot. But let's go ahead and do that. Since this car is in the lead, let's go ahead with 1, and then they're going to move 7 remaining. So we'll move this guy 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's moved 6, and he has to move 1 more, pushing the APB car. We'll push him out to that side. And then HMX goes the remaining 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. HMX is fired and has moved. Their turn is over. And that was not an event move. Move on to the Thunder Miners. Thunder Miners like to move their lead car. Their lead car is going to be, the APB over here in the corner. APB has a turret, autocannon turret, so they have actually 3 cars they could fire at. They can go after the 666, they can go after the MDB, or the Q. MDB has a defensive 2, so let's just go after that one. The APB autocannon with no bonus, but he needs a 2. Gets a 1. That's going to be a miss. Let's see. They want to move. They don't like to use the event cards. So I'm just going to do a line movement. The APB has a base of 5, so they're going to move 8. So he's going to move 1, moves 1. Then he's going to have to push the 777 cars 7 positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he'll follow in behind it. He's fired and missed and moved. APB's taking their turn. That was not an event move. Going over to Deadbeats. Deadbeats like to move the trailing car. These are the purple cars. Let's see which one's trailing here. That might be, they've got a car in the pits. Well, not in the pits, but the chute, but it's already represents a car that's moved. 444 is moved. LZ3 is the car that's going to be next. It also has a turret. It can go after the 41, which is a defensive 1. X6X is a defensive 1. X6X has 2 damage. 41 has no damage. Let's just go after the LZ3 is going to go after the X6X, their turret, autocannon turret. All they need is a 1. They don't get a bonus. There's no +1. And they get a 0. It's another miss. They don't mind ramming if they can. They do have a ram, but they like to move a little bit before they ram. So let's check the next. Diagonal solo or solo. There's not much chance for a diagonal solo, so we'll just do the 3 solo. This is LZ3, their base is 5, plus 3 is 8. So they get to move 8. Now, they're going to have to move these, push these cars ahead of them. So let's go ahead and push them. They're going to go 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Push them to the inside. LZ3 follows in behind him. LZ3 fired, missed, and has moved. And they're in that dangerous jump area. That's deadbeats onto the Baguette Bakers for the final car in the period of 10 teams. They like to move the trailing car. Their trailing car is the Kid. Mom's already moved, so the Kid is next. The Kid has a missile launcher in front, but there's nobody in front, so they'll move first and see if they can fire later. They don't like events, so they have 3 choices. Lead, diagonal ram, or line movement. I'll just go ahead and do the lead movement. That way I don't pull anybody along. The Kid has a base of 4, so plus 2 is only 6. 6 with the lead movement, so they'll pull, well, they will pull that one along. I tell you what, we'll go, it don't matter. We're gonna pull this one along. They're gonna go 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one was pulled along with them. He fires forward, there's still nobody in front, so he doesn't get to fire this turn. So we'll flip him over. So that's, all the cars have now moved their, all the teams have now moved their 3rd car. We got 1 car remaining until this turn is over. But I'll stop it there and get this uploaded, then I'll come back and do the final 10 cars for turn 1. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.